Good evening. Including WGU Academy, I have been to 14 different schools. I moved around a lot when I was younger. So during K through 12, I attended 12 schools. It would seem as if I attended a different school for each year. Due to being in different areas and learning from different teaching methods, I was able to adapt to my surroundings, knowing that there may be challenges. Some schools that I attended were really easy because they had a slower pace for their curriculum, whereas on the other hand, I attended a couple of schools that were further along in their content and I had to catch it faster. I also started at a typical four-year university, so I want to make the most of my new opportunity at WGU in order to obtain a degree. I would like to share some short stories for you all to feel more a part of my journey and invested to, as I state my purpose and how I explain my ultimate goal and my why statement. Video presentations are very uncomfortable for me. However, on the verge of making this third video for my packet class, I feel more confident in being myself and allowing you all to experience a journey as I have been able to have this chance to relive it. For understanding and managing my emotions, I was able to have some insight on what I'm currently doing when managing my emotions. I have been working on understanding the situation and conversation more to respond with the correct emotions, whether it be facial expressions and or my body language. For self-efficacy, unfortunately, I can be self-destructive sometimes or downplay my hard work at my job. I more often than not give 110% always. And I've been working on knowing that I can and will accomplish great things while also knowing that some things may be out of my control and will not always work out. And as I continue to improve that I know that I can do things, I tend to be more confident in accomplishing all of these tougher tasks as I go through my career and my jobs with any situation that is presented in front of me. There was one moment where I wasn't granted a job due to some bias that was given towards me. Someone else gave me the same chance somewhere else. Due to this, I gained more confidence and just accepted that they had their beliefs and I wasn't unfortunately going to be able to change their mind. This was 4 years ago. And now that I've gained so much respect in my community, I've also obtained a new job and I am being able to move forward into my career over the past few months. And even in the next couple of months, thankfully, I was given a promotion. So I just have believed that things worked out for a reason, even though at the moment I felt a lot of different responses and feelings and emotions towards this particular situation. However, I've been able to adapt and move forward in order to better myself from this experience. I've been striving to be more open during conversations, especially with active listening. There are times where I may defer topics and or get distracted with other topics where the conversation tends to change or include too many topics all at once. I've worked on this throughout the live sessions and breakout rooms of PACA. However, it is still something that I'm continuing to improve in order to narrow down certain topics and be very concise and specific with my communication skills. As I also continue to improve those communication skills, I've understood that I asked others for help to get their opinion on situations. I've learned that my peers may have gone through the exact same scenario and their advice or insight tends to help and become very effective when I'm asking for advice. So I'm able to work alongside others more often. When I start to feel buyer responses, I've been improving on how I can manage my emotions because it helps me respond in a manner that is beneficial in my communication with others. I've also been working on trying to be very realistic on any situation that I'm a part of. So reading the room, I'm getting better of being more empathetic and having empathy towards others, or just simply talking through potential problems, removing ourselves from a situation or creating a scene, just so that we're both calm in any and all problem situations that we can resolve. I believe empathy will reduce bias in my everyday life and those that are in my inner circle and that I come across with every day, especially my coworkers, because everybody is going through something that not everybody else knows about. And being understanding and compassionate about others' situations will always allow others to feel that they can just be themselves, regardless of what typical situation that they may be a part of and or who they are as a person. I now believe that I can learn new things or change my mind in order to think in a more positive manner. To me, this has always been a more healthier way to live because it is my pace and it shouldn't be compared to others. As I want to have a brighter future, I continue to learn, reflect, and take action, understanding and managing my emotions. I have great relationships with many people in my life, and others find it very easy to approach me for advice because of my emotional intelligence. I do continue to think and reflect on situations in a more optimistic mentality so that I continue to achieve my own goals and go beyond limits that I previously set for myself. Both my past and present have played a huge role in who I've become. Some of these influences from society and education have not always been positive. However, I have still learned from them, especially in knowing that I can change the quote unquote normal and make my own path. I do believe that I communicate very well. However, there are times where I may take too much control of the discussion, where I don't allow others to shift the topics if needed. I do have a few jobs right now, and I'm constantly communicating with others. So it is very satisfying to go through and reflect on conversations that I've had and be able to have some takeaways for myself in the future. Along with my communication skills, I tend to be empathetic and open while communicating a message and receiving them. In order to obtain the reflection from my thriving mindset, I listen both effectively and actively, especially if I'm in a situation where conflict resolution is required. Whether I'm in a leadership role or not, I know that there is skills that I can use for any and all situations, regardless of the role that I'm in. This will be my second attempt at college, but I've been working towards getting on the right path. I didn't take advantage on my first attempt, but I keep working. I've kept working since then, and I'm ready for this new adventure to make this a better chance that I've been given. The concept of the thriving mindset is to have a lifelong process of learning, reflecting, and action, all built on the foundation of mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and self-efficacy. All of these work together in a meaningful way because I'm able to think and learn differently as I continue to grow as a person and create more relationships with others. Through all of these connections, I will be able to have great interpersonal and communication skills, as well as always finding ways to decrease any form of bias or systemic isms that may or may not be a part of any type of situation that I'm involved in. I hope that you enjoyed my journey on my why, SMART goal, and my ultimate goal. I have been adapting and creating a new path for myself in order to achieve success for my future self. Thanks to my live sessions and my fellow cohorts, I have learned that we can have different mindsets and or approaches to various situations, but still live amongst each other as we navigate to better our lives and the world that we live in. A special quote to me is "You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take" by Wayne Gretzky, because there are so many opportunities out there for the taking that I resigned from my job in February after almost 10 years to start over as a substitute teacher. One of my coworkers, now that I have, recommended me to apply and obtain my degree from WGU, and I haven't been this excited about school in quite a while. And I've told my friends, my family, all about how this works and my plan on how to begin and obtain my degree all over again. That I've created better relationships with people, better connections with others. And with the current job that I have, I'm also a year-round travel and school volleyball coach. So there's so many things that I've learned on how to improve certain things in my life and certain aspects. So throughout this journey that I use every day, that I'm able to continue to improve on, and I'm very thankful for that. And I can't wait for what I'm going to be able to do in my future. So again, I thank you, Pharrell, for joining me on my journey, and I hope you all enjoyed my video.